Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing and having a good look at the DD Frontline Multicam XL. So let's just get into it.
Every time I think I'm gonna wake up back in the jungle. Every time I think I'm gonna wake up back in the jungle.
I've received it today in the post. I haven't opened it. This is sealed as I got it. Can you get focus on that? So this is the Multicam XL Frontline. It says on it, it weighs 1250 grams without the webbing or the poles. I weighed it before I left home. 1860 with everything in this bag. Now I don't know what's in the bag because I've not opened it yet. So this is our first time together opening this. Let's see what we got. It's a tight one. Empty bag. Right, so we've got the poles wrapped in there. There's some elastic cord in there as well. And this looks like it must be in instructions. Product warning and instructions, that's what that is. Let's put them to the side. There should be some tapes in there as well. Oh, they're fitted. They're already fitted into it. Now what I wanted to look at was the stitching. There's a lot of frayed loose ends there, but as long as they're not going to pull through. There's quite a bit there though. Right, I'm going to use these straps to put it up to show you it, because this is what it comes with. But I am upgrading the suspension system to Whoopie Slings and tree huggers, because you're quite limited with this setup on the tree sizes and distances. So this is massive. .8 metre width and 3 metres long, this hammock. Let's just get it around this tree here. To get it over here. As you can see, this is why I don't like the webbing straps you get with a DD. Plus I'm well over the weight. The weight limit for this is 125 kilos. I weigh 150. So this is one of those actually, so I need to loosen this end. Problem with these straps, they're crap. You need to upgrade. You don't have to do an upgrade. I'm far too heavy for this actual rated hammock, so I will be doing my upgrade to it in a minute, and I'll show you how to use Whoopie Slings now to add them. But let's just, for the purpose of this video, on a new hammock, set it up. So you've got these hoops, they're basically tent poles, and they slide through these sleeves for your bug net. And then they go into these tabs here. They just push through the hole. Like that. And then hold your net up. So they're quite simple to use. They just basically clip in like a tent. So just slide them through the sleeve there. Pretty simple actually, easy to do. And this is a really big hammock. It's 3 metres long, that hammock, 1.8 metres wide. Got zips on both sides. There's a lot of thread ends. Not going to lie to you, that's what's happening. Right, so inside here, you've got these pockets. There's something to that. Now, I did think about buying the green Frontline, but I decided to go with this one because you've got a white inside. And when having a white inside at night time, or when it's dark, you can see easier. And the pockets are in the multicam, so you know where the pockets are, you'd have to look for them. You get this divider pouch as well that slides, and you can put stuff inside this. It's got 3 compartments, one at each end and one in the middle. It's like a mesh, so you can put your phone in there or whatever you need to put in. Like I say, I don't trust this webbing with my weight. I'm 27 kilos over there recommended, and I just don't trust it. So I'm going to switch it out now for some whoopie slings and some tree huggers. So I'll show you, bring you back when I'm putting the whoopie slings in, so you can see how they work, because a lot of people don't know how whoopie slings work. So how to change them out. Right, this is a whoopie sling, a standard whoopie sling. It's thicker than most. It's a little bit thicker than the DDs, but the DDs are fine, because I've got some on another hammock. So the way they work, this has got rings, you don't always get the rings, is you've got, this piece will go through your actual hammock, it'll loop through. So I'll take that tape out and I'll push this through the hammock. Once it's through and the hammock's threaded on, I'll put this ring through this hole, and then I'll pull it up and it'll create a bite into the hammock end, and then it'll be fitted. So we'll do that in a minute, but the way they work is you've got a tail end where if you pinch against this and pull it, it will make the sling shorter. So when it's actually hung into your position, you can shorten it and adjust your heights by pulling on this like this, and then this will be your end, and this is how long it would be in the tree. But then if you want to make it longer, you pinch this end of this bite, because it's a coil basically, and the inner piece of the whoopie goes through through another piece, so it's in the center and it bites. So if you pull on it, it will create a bite like a coil, like a cobra, and then you can pull it gently and it'll come back out. But as soon as you pull it hard, it bites again. It just won't move. And they're super lightweight, there's no weight in them at all. So we're going to fit this now, which I know is going to be a pain in the arse in the woods. I might have to break a little stick off and help push it through, because it's difficult to get these through these hammocks, but it can be. Right then, so let's go and try and fit it. Yeah. Right, so I've just got a stick. I've had to cut a nice straight one took all the little notches out. I'm going to put my whoopie sling on the end and hold it tight. And I'm going to try and feed it through. This would be easier to do at home when you're not out in the woods and when you haven't got a strap in there already. It's just that I don't want my hammock all over the floor. This isn't the ideal way to do this, but because I'm here, I don't want the hammock draped all over the floor. This is what I'm doing. There's always a way, if there's a will, so they say. Or is it where there's a will, there's a way? Right, so that's my whoopie sling through. Let's try and remove this stick. Now, you get the loop end, the other end, and you put it through. Now I need to remove that band, but I want to get my tree hugger up so I don't drop this in the floor too. I'm going to put this tree hugger around this tree and then attach that, and then we're going to remove this tape. Like I said, this is for video purposes. You wouldn't do this outside where we're doing it. You set your hammock up before you left home. So you want to get this about head height. Do some good wraps, because this is better for the tree as well. The tree doesn't take so much stress. And you've got a fat strap wrapping around it. This will hold about 2,000 kilos seatbelt material from a car. Right, now I want to remove this. And then this will tighten up onto here. But what we need is more of it through this side, because there's a tail in there. Got to get that tail out. So coming closer. So once it's in, your loop is the only thing that's holding in that hammock. All this is out. So then you can pull on this, right, go out and you'll see it tighten up. Now when I pull on this, you'll see the whole hammock system tighten up. And it's back up again suspended. And that's how easy it is to adjust. So your tree hugger will go on. Come back over. So your tree hugger will go around a tree, and this can go around a tree that's 3 foot wide. Because it's so long, you just keep on wrapping to get a small tree. Then you adjust this will give you a 6 foot of adjustment. And tree huggers and whoopie slings is the ultimate expansion for where you want to hang on what size trees. The suspension's light. The heavy bit's this, but you don't have to use these tree huggers. They're just good for the tree because they don't cut into it. These are sold with the hammocks. But if they thought they were great, they wouldn't sell you the other suspensions you can buy separately, would they? Because these are limited. Well, I'm going to do the other end, we won't film it, and then we're going to test the hammock. Right, well there it is, all set up. Have a look at the suspension, go and get in there. So we've swapped out for whoopie slings on both sides. And we have tree huggers, and we have carabiners. The carabiners are different colours. The gold is so we know which is the head end. We always do this with our hammocks. You get a nice wrap on the tree. It doesn't damage the bark or the tree. So that's the really nice thing about it. These big tree huggers. They're a bit heavier, but if you're a heavy guy and then you need a big hammock, I'm sure you can carry the heavier weight. I'll do a weigh actually. I'll weigh all this and see what it comes to. Well, I'm going to get into it now. It's the maiden lay. Let's take my shoes off. I haven't put any of the elastic cord on for the net because it stays up anyway. I don't think we really need it. It might help it stop it from swiveling, but that's about it. Wow, it's massive. This is massive. This is massive. This is like a double bed. I'm just trying to spread it out a bit. This is enormous. Look at my feet. I mean, in any other hammock we've got or been in, we're right next to the edges. This is king size bed style. Yeah, impressive. Very impressive. I like it. I like the multicam, see, I wanted the green, but I knew that the inside would be green and it would be harder to see. At night, you won't be able to see your gear or anything. And this little thing up here comes with it, it's not an extra. You can buy these hangers. I'll have to adjust that cordage, it's a bit loose. But yeah, I mean, look how high the net is above me. I'm 5'10" tall, 153 kilo. And that net, I could put my hand flat up to it and I'm just touching. Oh, this is gorgeous. I'd say this is the Rolls Royce of the hammocks. Let's go for a diagonal lay. Something else this is. I am very, very impressed with this hammock. Just for the size. It's massive. Yeah, give me the camera and I'll film inside. This is a diagonal lay. As you can see, there's room for 4. And I'm massive, I'm a big person. As everyone calls me, super massive. And you can see out as well, really well. I mean, there's nothing blocking my view. I've got a net above me. It doesn't hinder me in any way. Let's turn you around. Right, so I've got this right up against the net now, aiming down at me. So it's as high as it can go in the side of this hammock. And I've just got hotel room, basically. I've got a suite. It's not even a room. I've got an apartment here. I'm so glad I got this. I'm so glad that I've managed to just change up the suspension. It holds my weight because I was so worried that these would rip. I haven't even got that thought in my head now. Oh, it's fantastic. Pass the camera back to cameraman. I suppose you want to have a go in it as well yourself. Yeah, easy now, Tiger, easy now.
Easy, Tiger.
It's massive, isn't it? Look how much room you got beside you.
Yeah, this will fit the big sleeping bag, won't it?
Oh god, yeah. It is enormous. But if you put your feet to the side and look how much room, or open your legs up and you just see the room you got. Because you know what it's like in your hammock.
Yeah.
Should come next day. DD are great,
Getting around
absolutely great on delivery. Great on delivery.
Tarp,
Yeah, I'm going for the XL tarp to go with this as well. I've got a 3x3 and a diamond to go over it, but to be honest, you don't get a lot of cover. I mean, yeah, you get water cover, but you don't get a lot of cover. So if it's raining, you want to sit out, there's not a lot of cover there. So I am going to go for the XL 4x3 5x3 tarp that goes for this hammock in the multicam as well. Yeah, I'm chuffed with this. It's not a cheap hammock, it's £82 from DD. It said dearest hammock, I believe. But yeah, I mean, you get what you pay for, don't you? You want something big, you want something spacious, you want that bug net, then you know that's what it costs. Impressed. Right, as far as hammocks go, it's the best hammock I've had for size and comfortable. It's really nice, and having that bug net so far away from you, it doesn't feel like you're sleeping like this thinking if I touch the net I'll get bitten in the night, because it ain't near you, so you can just do what you like and feel like you're at home. I think it's a great hammock, but I can't give it a rating until I've used it. But as far as it goes, it's great. It's a lot of dead cotton ends hanging out. I have to say that. I'm surprised at how much there actually is.
Is it worth the money?
My last hammock didn't have any of that, but it was second hand, so perhaps they cut it off or it wasn't there.
Is it worth the money?
I can't tell you if it's worth the money until it's been used. So until I've used it and had a few sleeps in this, I can't rate it, because if I did rate it, I'd be falsely rating something I've not used. But you've seen it coming out the bag fresh. You've seen me switch out the suspension on it, which I think that I would always do on a hammock. It's not always about is the quality of their suspension any good, it's just the restrictiveness. I mean, these trees are too close, because I'm used to putting up my other hammock which is shorter, and this would be perfect, but these are too close. I need another metre, at least another metre between the trees. So stuff you're going to have to learn with the new stuff you buy. But yeah, this is a lovely hammock. Until I've tested it, I can't review it. So it was just a show of it, really, a show you of
An unboxing.
Yeah, like an unboxing. I love it. Come into my world. Welcome to my hotel room. It's just ridiculously massive. I love it. I think it's brilliant. I think they've made something for the big guy. So yeah, I'm pleased. If this ain't for the big guy, it's for two little guys. Not two, no, man and a woman, people. Keep it clean. There's a lot of cotton on this. There's another little tip. If you're using Whoopie Slings, you're going to have your tails. They won't be that long all the time, because this is quite long, but you can tie it to the actual net to keep the net pulled, because it's going to be there hanging anyway. So if I undo this, it just sits and hangs anyway, because it's the way they work. It's like a drip line. Well, it could be used if it rains heavy. It will be a drip line, but if you put it through that net and pull your net open to give it a bit more tension, you can bring it back over and hang it back over so it becomes a drip line again, if it's long enough. It's quite easy to do. I'll show you up this end. So you just get your tail like this, find your end, push it through this tab that you're supposed to put your shock cord through, pull it, get the tension you want, do a Siberian hitch, a vent hitch on it. It's a quick release knot, and then that gives you your tension, and then you can just bring this down, flick it over, and you still got your drip line. So if it did heavily rain, that would still be a drip line. to undo it, it's just to pull out and it's off. It's just the option you can use these for if you wanted to just pull your task. Yeah,
And it helps with the tension on the sack.
yeah, tension on your sack. You don't want tension on your sack, but you do want to get tension on your bug net.
The little bag.
No. Right, here's a little tip for you with the zips. When you're trying to get out and trying to reach the bottom one, I don't know what it's like in this. It's a really big hammock. It'd probably be easier. But if you tie paracord to the zip on the inside and have it run all the way along to the other zip, make sure the paracord's long enough. I might have to change this. This is just an example to show you. You can then pull it, as you can see here. I'm pulling. So when I'm in it, I can pull it either way. I won't need to worry about trying to shut it up. If you've used the hammock before, you'll know trying to reach that bottom zip's a pain. And then when you're opening it, you push it down as far as you can and get your foot on the string on the inside and just push with your foot and it will go down. I'm not sure if I've got a length long enough there though. Flip it over for like a day hammock, so you're not out for the night and there's no bugs. You just flip it over, have your net underneath, so your net's laying under it with no poles, and we'll see what that's like because it's massive. That is just ridiculously massive. There's a hammock. I've got my shoes on, I don't really want to put my feet in, but the spread on that. This is my dream hammock. This is the size of the hammock I've always wanted. And if I had my foot in, I don't want to put them in, I could get a massive spread on that. Oh, this is just, I don't know what to say. For little people with a normal size hammock, they must feel the way I feel now. You've got loads of room. And because I'm not little, I've always had a problem with everything doesn't fit me. It's too small. And this is brilliant. Like I say, I'm 153 kilo. I'm over there rating. I'm not even hearing any noises of anything moving, because with this type of suspension, there's no stretch in it. It's perfect. And that's why I went with it, the other hammocks. But this is fantastic. Loving it.
That's all, folks.